So, good evening. Welcome back to another channel, and this time it's going to be something really different. And tonight I'm doing fans from Global, and we've got two fans from India, and they're both Newcastle United fans, young Newcastle fans. First off, I've got Suren. Good evening to you.
Good evening, mate.
Hope you're okay. And I've got AJ as well. AJ, good evening to you, my guy.
Good evening, John.
Great
How
stuff.
are you?
Great. I'm absolutely fine, and I done a watch along last night to watch the Newcastle Leeds game, and oh man, we still need a win. But first half it was shocking, so we can look onto that one. And how's things for you guys?
I mean, it's going okay. I think yes, I think at least I'm safe. So I think in that sense, this is as much as you can hope for in times like this.
Exactly. So if guys, you do like the streams, like the channel, could you please stick a like on and subscribe if you're new, and Indian people from India as well, or the viewers who watch us watch me chat from India, please subscribe to my channel, and welcome to the people back in India, and I hope you enjoyed the show. So we're going to start with Suren as well. I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to ask you why you support Newcastle, and who's been your best player for Newcastle over the years?
Okay. I started watching football in general. It was 2010 World Cup was the first World Cup I started watching football. And 2011-12 was the first Premier League season I started watching. And that was the season actually we finished fifth, I guess, in that season, 11-12, and played Europa the next season. And that season I loved watching the club, and I loved watching the fans around chanting madly around St. James's Park. And I loved the players like Johan Kabay, Ba, Cisse. I loved that club. And since then, I've stuck around the club. And it, unfortunately for me, it has only been the Mike Ashley era I have been following. And for the best player, it must be Johan Kabay for me.
Johan Kabay, did you say?
Yeah.
Decent player. He's absolutely decent. We have not got a replacement. I mean, this is 8 years since he's left. We have not replaced that guy whatsoever. And for me, for a football club, that is absolutely shocking. John Joe Shelby is the next thing to him, but he's not in Kabay's class. Let's be real about it. And the same question to you, AJ. What made you support Newcastle, and what's been the best time being a fan?
Right. So before I begin to answer that question, I just wanted to quickly, comment. Right. When you're talking about Johan Kabay, right? I almost thought for a second that you're going to call him the kebab, as what Jokinia did.
Yeah.
When you're trying to interrupt Suren. So, to answer your question, John, I think I go slightly further than Suren. I think I started watching the Premier League in 98-99. I think that's the season that I began. And I think as with all Asian fans, I think my first love, or the club that I really got interested in the first time was Manchester United. All right, and I was a Manchester United supporter or follower for about 3-4 years, and then I remember watching a game. I think it was the time where Derby in 2002-2003. I think that's when the loyalties changed, and it's pretty much been the same for the last 18-19 years. And another fun fact, I think I shared my birthday with the club. So, I was born on December 9th, 1989, and whole 93 years, 97 years prior, I think, the club was formed. So I think it was always meant to be in that sense.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, back those days sort of thing, like, we had some canny players for Newcastle United over the years, and but unfortunately, the players who got the deal are just not good enough to be in their place, this sort of thing. But go back to Suren as well, and for you, I mean, I was going to say as well, but have you guys ever been to England for the match, or?
I have not gone. I have not been to New England.
I've been there a few times, John. I've been there to watch about 4 games now, and there's not a single game that we've won. I think, in fact, every single one of them, we lost badly. And I remember, I think the first game that I went there, it was the game that Adam Johnson scored.
Yeah.
And I was seated at the closer to the Gallagher, and he ran right across it. So bad memories. That's fine.
Wow. Against them lot as well. They're 2 divisions lower. Actually, if you don't know, Sunderland top of the League One as well, sort of thing, which is not good. I don't want to ever again, sort of thing. But we do play on one year. Let's be real. We'll smash them next time. Let's be. I'm going to go through the comments, right? Because I think it's important, right, before you go on to the next subject, by the way. First, I've got on this Dunil, always on my chat. Evening, guys from India. Are you members of the Toon Army India?
Yes, we are. We are a part of that
both of us
WhatsApp
are.
group.
Yeah. So we are part of the Twitter group, WhatsApp group. In fact, Suren and myself, we belong to the same city. So then there's a mini group within that too. So we come from a city called Madras. So
Madras.
there's a smaller what do you call it? A WhatsApp group that we have called the Madras Magpies. So.
Sure. Nice one. I mean, India's such a huge country as well, by the way. And I tell you something, I've never done India. It's one of the places I love to go for the experience. Let's be honest about that one. I've got Dunil as well again. Feel sorry for you guys on that front. Kabai is class. Now I've got a new guy, Vignesh. Goodbye is my favourite. Vignesh, welcome to me chat. Please do subscribe to my channel. And Paul asks, John, ask the lads, this is a rumour going around, by the way. Have you heard Mukesh Ambani? Is there any news in India about him taking over Newcastle from your end?
I don't know from where this rumor surfaced really, because Mukesh Ambani, I know Anil Ambani had a thing about Newcastle United back in 2008 or something, and Mukesh Ambani is actually his brother, and Mukesh Ambani is the richest man in Asia, I guess now, and he has quite an interest in sports, and he owns the club called Mumbai Indians in cricket. And also, he was one of the founding members of the Indian Super League, which is a football league in India. And also, his company Reliance has some ties with the PIF, which has been trying to buy us the Saudi group, which has been trying to buy us recently. So, but I don't know from where this rumor actually surfaced, but there could be something, I guess, with these rumors, but no strong links so far, I guess.
None reported in the Indian press, John. So if that's the question, I think there's no information whatsoever that's being printed in the Indian press.
Right. Well, thanks for that, guys. I really appreciate that. And because there's been a lot of talk here, sort of thing, that Newcastle are looking to him to have an interest in buying the football club, but the club aren't saying anything. We're not going to know from the club. But in my opinion, I hope we don't talk about takeover, because I want it to be on the quiet. I mean, if it's bobbing along sort of thing, we don't really want to hear it. Yeah. If there's a takeover, let us know and just announce it, sort of thing. Just don't keep rumors it all the time, because we had that for quite a long time. And for me personally, I think it's getting a bit boring. You know what I mean? I just want to, if it's going to be a takeover, say so. If not, just don't say now until we just all try and concentrate on the pitch, because we've not had a good start anyway. I've got my guy, Annie. Now, Annie's from India as well, originally, and now he lives in Bristol, in my city as well. He's a lovely, lovely lad, and he's a young lad, and he's got a question for you. I mean, you told us, he wants to know, where in India are you guys from? You said Chennai, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, Chennai.
Madras and Chennai. There you go. There's the answer to that one. And there was Annie. And I got a question. Finished well, Madras Magpie. Yay!
He's a part of Madras Magpies. He's my close friend, and he and me were classmates back in 2011-12 when he started watching Newcastle.
Wow. It's such a well-supported club. There's a lot of Newcastle fans in India, by the way. You know, it's never going to be like Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and stuff like that. But Newcastle, it's great to have Newcastle fans in India, which I think is amazing. And I got and again tonight. Oh, really? That's where his brother was born. Wow, something's going on here, you know. I mean,
I did catch you on the stream last evening, Annie. I think you were wonderful. I think you were straightforward in whatever you had to share. So, cheers, mate.
No problem at all, no problem. So, go for this comments. I'll ask you the next topic as well. The consideration. I got Steve as well, my guy from America. Greetings on the usual love. Seeing the global Magpies get some love, sure love, passion. Great guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my guy. CSK. Not sure. Here for Angel. And yeah, thanks for coming on, Jam. Fantastic. And the guys in India, I'm on the Toon Army India WhatsApp group as well. Fantastic group. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Aaron, Aaron, please do subscribe. I think he knows you guys, Madras Magpies. And thanks, mate. Really appreciated. And that's from Annie. Again, a big Bristol City fan, by the way. In fact, I think they drew it in the end. I think they won each.
3-3.
I think they drew one each in the end. Bristol City. I think they drew ones each in the end. So, and they did. And right, I'm going to talk to you about the current situation at Newcastle United. I'll start with you, Surin, as well. I want to talk about Steve Bruce. He's been with us, it's his third season coming up, right? When he was appointed at Newcastle, how did you feel when he was appointed?
I was Steve Bruce out from day one, to be honest. I didn't want him near my club. Seeing his past results as a manager, Premier League manager, he has the worst results statistically, and I didn't want him really. And I know Aston Villa and Hull City, I guess. I know a few of the clubs where he was back then, and they hated badly Steve Bruce, and no one really rated him. And I guess he wasn't even the first Mike Ashley choice to be appointed as manager. He was just appointed because he was a yes man, another yes man, which Mike Ashley wanted. And if you they were, and to think that there were managers like Eddie Howe, who was unemployed and available back then, it's just disgusting to have Steve Bruce as a manager for the third season running.
And yeah, I understand your point. And what's your take on this as well, AJ? Steve Bruce, did you want him at Newcastle United? Was he your guy? Did you want him in the first place? Not for you?
Personally, I've never liked cabbages, and I don't think it'll ever change. And this one's stale for over 2 years now, and I think it belongs in the bin, and that's where it has to be. So never. I'll tell you what, John. I think I don't know if you know, but Suren has a YouTube channel himself, and he does a lot of tactical conversations, reviews, and previews. Right? Suren can easily outclass Bruce in terms of his tactical nous. Right, and that's what we are talking about as our manager. And even in the game yesterday, I think while I think he was trying to bark orders, none of the players were even listening to him. They all wanted, to kind of hear what Graham Jones was saying. So, it's very clear as to what we think of him, and now it's becoming clear what the players think of him too.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if you go onto the Mail Online, look out for Clear Talk, the Northeast journalist for Northeast football. I'll tell you what, he was so passionate, and I'll tell you what, he is, for me, he's one of the best reporters for Northeast football. He speaks to you straight, tells you straight, and let's be real, right? Craig Hope is absolutely right. Now he's banned from the press, and from my opinion, I never wanted Steve Bruce in the first place. I wanted him out before he even came in. Steve Bruce does not do tactics, yeah? And he's managed 10, 11 clubs, right? And also he said, I'll comment on in a minute, he said as well that he'll never walk out on clubs, he'll never quit, he'll never walk away. Excuse me? He's walked away on Hull City, he's walked out on Sheffield Wednesday, he walked out on Sheffield United, Birmingham, Wigan, right? He's walked out on clubs, and he's come out there and saying that he will not walk out on Newcastle United. And the reason he does, and he's not walking away, guys, is because he's waiting for a payout. He's waiting for £4 million. 4 million reasons why he will not walk away from the football club.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think if only all of us can contribute and kick both him and Mike Ashley out of the club, I think we would all do it gladly, right? So I think this has become the culture of the club, right? There are lies and lies and lies, right? So you have one liar harboring another liar, harboring another liar, all right? And it's rotten, at the spine of it, and it's rotten to the very root of it. That's what the club is right now.
Yeah, I mean, the club I love, it's not a club it's a club I don't like today, because I tell you something now, Reece, I'm not being funny, but at the end of the day, I think the club's a joke under this regime. I mean, Mike Ashley's been there for 14 years trying to sell the club, and then you got Lee Charnley, the chief exec. We don't know where he is at all whatsoever. He doesn't communicate with the fans, doesn't do anything at all whatsoever. I got some more comments, by the way, and remember I said that City drew once each. He actually won the match by 2-1. And well done to Annie in the 93rd minute. Big up to you, my guy. I got it's written in it, John. Something come up and we meet next season. I hate going to the ground. We always fight. Wow. Well, good luck at that. If you're not a fighting person, by the way. If you're on the fight sort of thing, right? Get Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder there. Let's be real. Boost game plan, defend, then pass to ASM. It's true though, isn't it, Surin? I mean, he doesn't do tactics, yeah? Every time we defend, we give the bar to ASM. We keep doing that, he's going to end up knackered, frustrated. Listen, he's a great player, don't get us wrong, but his end product needs to be work time. Can you see ASM, in your opinion, stay in January, or did he go at the end of the season?
I don't think ASM will stay beyond this season for sure. Absolutely, there will be some club surely come with a bid in the summer, and ASM will be leaving. ASM made it clear ahead of this season that he wants to see Newcastle United, or he wants to see the club progress. He doesn't want to fight relegation every season. ASM has ambition which Mike Ashley couldn't match. That's the problem with the club right now, and I don't think ASM will stay beyond that. Under a proper coach and like Steve Bruce, he will surely improve his end product. Right now, as he said, it's just defend then pass to ASM, and ASM is being marked by almost like two to three defenders of the opposition, and we have no plan B to score or to build the attack apart from ASM and Almiron to some extent. And I don't think ASM will stay beyond the summer for sure.
I don't think you will. AJ, do you agree with that?
No, absolutely. I think won't you take 50 million for ASM now, then actually wait for a couple of years and then have his value drop? I think we had something similar with Sean Longstaff, right? Just a couple of seasons back, he was at 35 million. Now, we have to pay to get him out. That's how bad it's become in a matter of a couple of seasons. But I don't think that's going to happen with ASM, honestly. But I think he's going to go. And you know what? I think I watched Rondon come on for Everton just a couple of weeks back, and that was painful. And if I ever find, or if I see ASM starting for another Premier League club, I think I'll be gutted. I'd be gutted beyond beyond words, to be honest.
I totally agree. Let's be real. I mean, from my opinion, if he don't improve in January, I think he'll go. And if he does go, then Steve Bruce, if he's still there, will have to do the same thing, because it's now left from there sort of thing as well. And he's the one, he cost 16.5 million quid. I tell you something now, he's took on Ashley, he took on the regime and saying that you need to show ambition, you need to go and spend more money sort of thing. I bet you they told him to F off basically, don't tell you laughing out. I got some more comments, by the way. It's just too easy to opposition managers to game plan against us. Steve, you're absolutely right. This is Steve Bruce's last Premier League job, 100% right. I got Dunn as well. John, can you put the links to Surin's channel? Would be interested to watch that. Do you have your own channel, Surin?
I'm not posting the content regularly now. I used to do about 3 months back.
Yeah.
The channel's name is Dive Into Football. I'll just send the link later to your Twitter ID.
Please do. If you link it as here, link it on me DM. What I'll do, I'll send a link to Dunil as well. He's a great guy, and he loves Newcastle United. He's so passionate as well. Disappointed didn't come and we chat last night after the match to see what you have to say. And yeah, I mean, I've got Dylan Solid's good AJ. Yeah, I totally agree. It looks like I've got a spam channel as well. I've got to block that one any second now. If ASM leaves in January, there's a 0% chance we'll survive. I totally agree with you. A decent coach will take ASM to the next level. Absolutely right. Rafa Benitez would. I cannot name any European team who are so heavily reliant on one or two players compared to us. Steve, you're absolutely right. I mean, the fact is, right, our players, especially in defence, are crap. Okay, let's be real. I'll get rid of a lot of them in January. And then also as well, you've got the midfield. It's just ridiculous, right? I mean, at times, Isaac Hayden, he's our best midfielder by a country mile, but I'm going to fight for that in a minute sort of thing as well. So, yeah, and up front, Callum Wilson's a big miss yesterday, big time. He's a good player, but he's injury prone. So I'm going to go on to this. Agree, Steve. I'm going to block this this thing as well. I've blocked it now. Thank you very much indeed. As a spam, I don't do spam. So when any spam's coming to me chat, I was find suspicious, you'd be immediately blocked. So so you have been warned. I've got Toon as well. Do these guys know anything about Ambani, the billionaire helping PIF ban the club? And you said that you don't know anything about it, didn't you?
Yep. There's nothing that's come out of the Indian media, thus far at least.
Fair enough. You heard it first. There's nothing going on there. And I've got Jam. So I'm going to call you Jam and outside. What makes you stick to the club despite all the issues? Really curious to know. And so, question to you.
I really don't think I would fall in love with another club, really. It's just been Newcastle for me from day one, and I've never felt the connection to any other club other than Newcastle United. It's the fans. Really, the fans is the number one thing. I guess the atmosphere in St. James Park that I have seen in the past. It has become toxic under Steve Bruce, but still, I love the club, and I don't think I feel any other connection with any other club in the Premier League.
Good man, good man. Same to you, AJ?
Absolutely, John. In fact, a couple of years back we had a Premier League event out of Bangalore. I think there were thousands of Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool fans, right? And we were just a couple of dozens of us, Newcastle United fans, and we outsang them all evening. We were the loudest, we were the most boisterous, we were the most, we lasted like for the entire 5-6 hours. They couldn't just stop, or they couldn't listen to any other thing. It was just us chanting about Shearer. I think Shearer was there, Given was there, Don Hutchison was there. I think, we got to meet a bunch of them. But the fact that, I don't think I've ever been, or I like what Suren is saying, I don't think I'll ever be associated, or I'll never feel the connect with any other club. I'm a proud Geordie, and I'm very, 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 very proud of that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, it's so easy to support big ass clubs like Man U, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool. I mean, the Premier League is such a corrupt league anyway. Let's be real about that. So I'll comment on later on. Did I read that comment there? Yes, I did. I got some more comments flying through the roof. When ASM and Wilson on the pitch, we're 100% around our luck to get any points. I totally agree. And there was a John was on Lord of Football last week doing a watch along with Dad switching because, sorry, listen, that's absolutely fine, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'll let you off, He's still my guy anyway. Suren, can you send the links from Madras Magpies as well? Can you do that later on?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much. I've got Steve again. I hate talking about the takeover. It's a pipe dream. It's a new order, actually official, and actually is out. Yeah, I have to totally agree there, sort of thing. So I want to talk about. I've got Paul John. Could you ask the lads at the bottom, which is AJ? Was it him singing on the Alan Shearer's video when Alan was in India? Was he singing, yes. AJ?
Yeah, it was me. I think it was. It was a horrible. We were all caught up in the emotion. I think we were singing it at 3x speed or 4x speed. Even Alan himself was. He broke into a laughter because he's never. He turned back and I said, I've never heard that chant be sung this quick or this fast.
Wow. Good lad. Bless you. I've got a question from Steve. Guys, I'll start with you, Suren. Are you worried about Joe Willock so far? Last season, he scored 8 goals in 14 games. He's been last area. And then this season, it just seems to be restricted by Bruce, as far as I know. Watching carefully, he's been restricted by Bruce. He's not allowed to play his normal game.
Last season, Joe Willock had the freedom to move forward and get into the box, which I haven't seen this season yet from Joe Willock. It was those late runs into the box that actually converted into goals by Joe Willock. And by restricting it, Joe Willock is playing a slightly deeper role compared to what he has been doing last season. And that is restricting is the finishing product, the final third. And he's doing more defending right now than what he used to do in the past second half of the season last season. And we need players around him to support as well for Joe Willock to get into the box and provide the freedom for him to finish those chances. And we need ASM as well to create those chances for Joe Willock.
Yeah, agree with that one, AJ?
Absolutely. I think it's because, like what you said earlier, John, I think the teams have started finding us out, right? So what has happened now is we are really dependent on slow defenders, and you need someone with the legs of Joe Willock to run the length of the pitch back and forth to create those chances. So he's starting from a much deeper position than what he did last year, because honestly we can't play a high line. Any higher, teams will find us out, and they could be hitting us for sixes and sevens. So I think that's why the general teams, what do you call it, our low block has gone even further lower, and that's why I think you're finding Joe Willock starting deeper than what he usually does.
Fair enough. In my opinion, sort of, he'll come good. He'll definitely come good, and but we need a new manager to make these players even better, sort of thing, like. But I feel Joe Willock, he is trying. He's not match fit yet. Give it another month, and then we see the real Joe Willock, in my opinion. So I've got two names. So poor Derby County, we need an independent regulator to oversee these takeovers, to stop these fools, billionaires buying clubs. Yeah, that's what just happened to us. Derby County been gone administration. I think it's 9-12 points, and then it could be more. So, or Derby County, if I was Wayne Rooney, I'll walk away. And I got AJ is the man. So there you go, AJ, you're the man, according to Dino. So I want to talk about Joe Linton, right? And he cost £40 million, right, from Hoffenheim. Now, if I was a Hoffenheim fan, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. We got absolutely fleeced for £40 million. And this guy scored 6 goals in 75 appearances for the club. And this guy, for me, he ain't good enough for Newcastle United. I don't care what anyone say. People say he tries hard. People say, he gives his best. But at the end of the day, I just think the guy's an absolute rubbish player. Him. So, then, what's your take on Joe Linton?
Joe Linton is not fit to be a Premier League player for me. Joe Linton has been he has hit the rock bottom in terms of performances in the last 2 seasons. So and right now what he's doing is the basic things which is expected for a Premier League player to do, and and some fans are exaggerating certain things that Joe Linton has been doing right now, which is just the basic things that are expected of a player. Joe Linton doesn't have, for a striker, Joe Linton doesn't have a finishing. For a winger, he doesn't have a pace. I don't know what type of player Joe Linton actually is. He lacks something in every part of the position. That's what Joe Linton is actually is. He doesn't fit exactly in any of those positions. Only thing what he could actually do is be played up front along with Callum Wilson. Other than that, I don't think he will be effective anywhere on the pitch under Steve Bruce. Or any other manager, in fact.
I know. I'll tell you what, he is split. I wouldn't say split in the fans' opinion of Joe Linton. Some, probably about 10%, still want to give him a chance. But this guy ain't good enough for Newcastle United whatsoever. And I'm not being funny here, but he just cannot finish. He just cannot finish. I don't know if you've ever legend called Malcolm McDonald, right? Super Mac used to play in the 70s for Newcastle, 5 seasons at the club. And I tell you something, right, he is absolutely ripping it into Joe Linton. You talk about a 72-year-old legend now, he is ripping it into Joe Linton, saying how crap he is, how pathetic he is. I have to agree with him. 6 scores in 75 games, not good enough. And AJ, what's your take on Joe Linton?
No, I think it was the baby that was formed between the power struggle, as a result of the power struggle between Rafa and Ashley, right? And Ashley had gone on too far, putting up with Rafa, and when Rafael Benitez left the club, he just wanted to show Rafael Benitez the middle finger by splurging 40 million. All right, he could have, for all that Mike Ashley would have spent that 40 million on Mr. Nobody. But he just wanted to show to Rafael Benitez that, hey, you know what? I'm the boss out here. I spend the money on players that I think, that I really want. I don't think he wants them at the club. It's just to kind of showcase, you know what? I do what I want. So I think that's all. That's all Joe Linton is. I think we spend a lot of time talking about him. I think, like what Suren was talking about, after the game yesterday, there were a lot of tweets that I read, right, from fans who had been to the stadium, saying that, this is Joe Linton's best game in a Newcastle shirt. Very well. That's for a Premier League player, that is number. It is a 3-on-10 performance, and our standards or expectations out of Joe Linton has become so bad that we accept a 3-on-10 as from a person that is leading our front line. So yeah, I think well done, Mike Ashley. I think well done. I think you've shown who the boss is, but it's about time that he moved on.
Yeah, I think end of the day, I've tried to support him. I've tried to support him in every way I can, but it's just simply not good enough. And some of the Newcastle fan base, our fan base, say that if you ever go at Joe Linton, we're going to rip you apart. Yeah, sorry, I speak the truth. He ain't good enough for Newcastle United. He's the biggest flop I've seen since I'm supporting this team. And I've seen worse, but he's one of them. I'm sorry. But listen, it is what it is. That's like doing. I mean, Joe Linton, John's fair play. No, it's not. Joe Linton is the biggest flip-off ever. Totally do. You got fleeced. Absolutely fleeced by Hoffenheim. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. Joe Linton has 2 assists in his last 2 matches, but he cannot finish a toffee. He's bloody terrible. He is, Lee. I totally agree. Sorry, he is. Not good enough.
The only way Joe Linton scores is we have a goal that is the size of the Gallagher stand. And even then, I don't think I'll put my money on it. Finish.
Or if you play Spurs.
Or if you play Spurs. he's having a scoring streak against Spurs, John.
Crazy, man. But not for me. Sorry. And then you've got Steve there. Joe Linton, successful at Hoffenheim as a left midfield, not a striker. Not a left winger, not a CAM, not a left midfield. That's the position he plays wide on the left. If it's a 4-2-3-1, listen, there could be a place for him, but it has to be playing in the right position, sort of thing, yeah? And he needs a decent manager to bring the best out of this guy. As far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry, it ain't good enough. And yeah, this is his 3rd season now, and let's be real, I just don't think he's good enough. I'll tell you what, if he played for Arsenal and he's going to have some words for him, he would rip him a good one, I'm telling you. Let's be real. And Big Nash as well, thanks for coming on again. All the players is all his strength, and when he does, he gets knocked off quite easy. The guy's a big unit. So what's he, 6'1", 6'2"? Sums it up. Joe Linton was struggling to get a game for Gates there, but somehow he keeps getting into Newcastle starting 11. And I just don't get it. Do I get it? Ain't a championship, ain't a Premier League player anymore, right? He's a centre forward and he can't even get in the team. And Steve Bruce just doesn't rate him. He bigs him up but doesn't play him. Could happen to Newcastle. If Ashley sells in the EFL is full of forwards, let's hope we are weeks away from being sold. We need to. The club has to be sold this season. And I tell you what, if it's not sold by the season, then we are absolutely screwed long term. And those are the cat cases coming up in a couple of weeks' time. So I've got Mike as well. Love the show, lads. Just stumbled across it. Mike, do subscribe to me channel, my guy. And I'm 132 away for getting that match at 1,000. Then I've got Lee and Taylor. John, some of our fan base are clowns. Should have heard some of them last night when Bruce out chants were being chatted. I heard some saying it's not his fault. So support your team. Lee, good point, mate. Absolutely good point. The thing is, right, if we got an elite, we got elite mentality, right? I want to win trophies. I want to win cups. I want to be in the Champions League. I want to be competing every single season, yeah? And the problem is, right, we're not getting that at all. All we do now, we just struggle every single season. We get 52,000 every single week, right? We are a big club. We're supposed to be a big club, right? And what we see every season is struggle every single time. So I just want to talk about the pundits. I don't know if you guys listen to Talk Sport. Do you listen to Talk Sport at all, guys?
Yep.
We do. Right. I'm going to ask you a question. I'll go with AJ first, right? What do you think of the pundits, right? Bigging up Steve Bruce every time, so he's done a wonderful job. Also, saying that he's the best we can get. Keep saying we finish at 12th every time. Having to go at Newcastle fans, right? What else? Do you think these pundits need to do research properly?
Simon Jordan is a fool of the first order. So
yeah.
I think if we are going to get worked up by people like Simon Jordan, he will flip whichever way he wants to, depending on the club that's being spoken about. And he has something against Newcastle. He has an agenda against Newcastle fans. So it's that's where we'll have to leave it at. But John, I just have a question to you, right? What do you think about even last evening we had a supposed an outroar or a fans literally storming into the stadium, kind of a build-up, right? And that didn't happen, right? I'm someone who firmly believes that any long tyranny has to come to an end, or shall come to an end, only on the back of a revolution, and a strong revolution at that. Right? And this 14-year tyranny that we've been putting up with, cannot be undone by fans crying in pockets, a couple of banners here and there, and people getting on and accepting life as it is. And we have seen with Manchester United last season, right, with them storming onto the pitch, them really bringing a Premier League match, which is worth at least $1 billion. Manchester United Liverpool game is worth $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Bringing that game to a halt.
Yeah.
And that made people sit up and take notice, right? And the same thing, something similar happened with Arsenal. And Arsenal this season have spent the most, and Manchester United have bought Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho, 3 players that any Premier League club would have literally bitten the hand to get them on board as their player. So if we continue to sit and accept things as they are, I don't think we are putting enough pressure on Mike Ashley. Just a few tweets here and there do nothing. We'll have to make a statement, and we'll have to make a strong statement at that. So, what is your view on that, John and Suren too?
I totally agree with 110%. I mean, people say if you go on the pitch, we get points deducted. Man U fans on the pitch didn't get points deducted, didn't even get charged from the FA. Now, I think Newcastle should do the same. I watch Italian football all the time, and if their fans are happy, sort of thing, they will riot, sort of thing, towards the president as well. I can guarantee you that. But back to Newcastle, I think our fans, right, we're not, this is my opinion, we're not very good at protesting, right? We're not very good at all whatsoever. With our fan base, do talk a lot. We're going to do this, going to do that, but it doesn't really happen. We've got absolutely no backbone whatsoever. We just don't see it through, though, AJ. Do you know what I mean? We need to force the issue. We need to go on the pitch, sort of thing. If you're going on the pitch, okay, cool, you do that. But at the end of the day, one thing I will say, we as fans got to do something about it very quickly, because we had enough of this for 14 years. We had enough of this of Ashley's Newcastle. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, we need to make a stand. The only way it's going to hurt the club, and Ashley especially, is an empty stadium. Yeah, but that ain't going to happen anytime soon, because Newcastle fans, right, are too loyal. They will still come back and support their team. That is the problem. They'll come back and support their team all the time. For them, it's a day out sort of thing. They want to support the team. But one of these days, it's going to come to it. I can guarantee you now, lads. I can guarantee you now, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. If that does work, you got to take it to the next level. And the next level is back and talk. Back and talk. Because at the minute last night, they didn't back and talk.
Yep. I think that loyalty is a problem, John. That over loyalty is a problem. When we start to accept things, and Mike actually knows that.
Exactly, he's winning. The guy is winning all the time. What it is though, he's just laughing at us all the time. He's just laughing. Do you know what I mean? But if you look at the situation in Newcastle, the Platinum stand, right? At the Platinum, there's only one bar staff inside serving drinks. The credit card isn't working. There's no cash in the till, nothing like that as well. If you look around the stadium, they've got a dead pigeon on top of the Gallagher, right? It's been there for 3 years, right? I could be wrong on that. And the roof is leaking, right? The inside of the stadium, right? Inside the stadium is filthy, hasn't been cleaned for months, right? That's Ashley for you. That's Mike Ashley. The guy is an absolute monumental bellend. He really is. And I'll tell you what now, for me, he's washed his hands off the club. He doesn't care now. He's just quite happy to see our club sink under and under and under. And for me, I'm being passionate now, because for me, I'm sick of it. Something needs to be done. Something the fans need to step up a level now. Back and talk. If you're going to do things like that, do it. Stonji, what do you think, mate?
Absolutely, mate. I think the fans are split in this particular thing. There are fans who wants to get behind the club every time, the team and the manager every time, and there are fans who actually want to see the change happen. Like AJ said, like the Man U fans who, for instance, who did invade the pitch and caused a halt in the game against Liverpool. And I guess I personally think we need to do something like that to bring into attention of the people around UK or around the world to and force Mike Ashley to do something and sell the club as soon as possible.
We need to, because if we don't sell the club ASAP, we're going to end up like Derby County. We're going to end up like Sunderland. We're going to end up like Leeds, Nottingham Forest, when they were back in the Championship League, run around that time sort of thing. But all I'm saying to the fans, Newcastle fans, if you listen to me chat, please back your talk. Do something about it. If you're going to say you're going to protest sort of thing, do it. And if your Twitter mates unhappy about it, ignore them. Do what you got to do, yeah? And I tell you what, we've got a lass called Danielle who constantly chats as well. She might be on, she may not be on. She's absolutely lovely, and she is fantastic, lovely lass. I've got some comments, by the way. I've got to fly through quickly before we can talk on with this. John always gets a League Gunner mention in every video. he's an Arsenal fan. I don't know if you guys heard of League Gunner. He's an Arsenal fan. Check him out.
Yes.
He's absolutely brilliant, and for me, it should be president. He should be president of YouTube. Him and Joey talking about Jordan should be tried to CDM. Absolutely no chance. He would have been my team. I think Dwight Gale will do a decent job. At least can finish better than Jordan. Yes, but he doesn't play it, doesn't he? Talk Sport has clipped here. Let's ignore like the sun. Simon Jordan as well. Then you got this makeup account, John Sinclair fan club. I wanted to put this, yeah. It could be Chippers. That's my guess. I could be wrong again. So after my guys, after you, it could be Chippers. I could be wrong. And Bandit's worth 86.7 billion more than Chelsea's order with Abramovich. But I tell you what, the Premier League won't pass us at all whatsoever because they don't want us to upset the top six. It's the top 6 league. Mags against Masters. The fan needs to grow some backbone and turn the ST3 into this toxic ground like they go on about Twitter talk. They talk, they struggle to walk the walk. Bang on the money. Bang on the money. It's simple as that. Absolutely, person needs a crangle up sort of thing. I've got Seba, he's a United fan. Boosters winning the championship this year, John. Oops, I need next year. I want him out. And I've got Ice Swallow comes in. Ice Swallow, calling his abuse actually out. Please subscribe. Seen a few trying to get onto the pitch last week, but the Stewards were quick enough to prevent them getting onto the pitch. I didn't see that at all whatsoever. I watched the match, but obviously they didn't stream it or show it anyway. I would argue Old Trafford was worse. I'm amazed he didn't get charged for the FA. If it's that, then wow. Then I got my side Chip has accused you, by the way. Love you loads, my guy. The whole fan base has been disunited for years, way before the DS of Mike Ashley. Could be. I support my club by being anti-Ashley and anti-Booze, wherever, other people like it or not, because at the end of the day, it's my opinion, not yours. Bang on the money. Bang on the money. Sitting not Chip as, Johnny boy. It could be Steve Bruce. It could be Steve Bruce. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, like I said, sort of thing. I mean, I want to come on to Steve Bruce. I don't know if you saw it last week after United game. Steve Bruce had to go to the local press, the Evening Chronicle. That's what we based at Newcastle, the Evening Chronicle, right? Mm-hmm. And he was having a go at Lee Ryder as well. I don't know if you heard of him, and interview saying that about the holiday. Steve Bruce went on holiday. The players wasn't aware of this sort of thing. They expect him to be taking training. They felt it was on holiday. They couldn't believe it. And what's your take on it, Sven?
Steve Bruce has been like hasn't handled the press well. I would say for the past 2 years, he hasn't handled the local press at all well, and in particular the Chronicle and people like Craig Hope, I guess. Craig Hope is banned, I guess. Like,
yeah. He's banned because he been honest to. He's just been asking Steve Bruce the questions. Bruce didn't like it. He got away packed and just left in the go. And this is the first time he's upset managers. He's done that with Steve McLaren a couple of years ago as well. Steve McLaren walked out the room. Craig Hope followed him, right, and he got stopped.
That's so, I was saying, Steve Bruce has been quite poor in attending the conferences so far in the 2 seasons and hasn't improved so far. And the thing is, the question he shouldn't be questioning the type of questions he is receiving. This is a very basic question. I don't think there's something. This is a straightforward question, and he can answer it. There is no need for him to cause some
react the way he did.
Yeah. He wasn't ready to answer because it was the truth. He did go to the Portugal or something, I guess, in between those international break, and he should have at least informed the players or assistant coaches, and he didn't give a damn thing about the players, and he decided to fly off. And when he does, he has to answer the press properly, and I don't think he will either improve in that thing.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, he doesn't deserve any holiday at all whatsoever, that sort of thing. He came out fighting saying that, oh, we've been training every day. No, we haven't trained every day at all. He only trains 3 times a week with his player, sort of thing. He spends more time in Cheshire. But when he went, 4 days away with Portugal, I thought him and Charlie must have a bus stop sort of thing. Apparently, I think Justin Barnes as well, one of like Ashley's determinants, he basically told Bruce to F off, accept the policy or F off, basically, right? Bruce wasn't very happy. He kept saying frustrated 5 or 6 times in his press conference on Thursday, right? Something ain't right at the club. Something ain't right at the club. One thing I will say it now, he does not look happy. He sounds like a broken man. And the reason he won't walk, because he's waiting for his £4 million. That's the only reason why. But there's a standoff between Bruce and Ashley. I mean, Bruce will lose the money if he walks away. Ashley don't only want to sack him, he's got to pay him off £4 million. Yeah. So the bottom line is, something ain't right at the club. The club's in a complete and utter mess.
No, absolutely, John. I think we are just watching a couple of pigs fight in the sty, and at least. And I'll tell you what, I might as well. I'll fly down all the way from here to. I think, in fact, all of us will fly down from here in India to Newcastle to watch. What do you call it? A wrestling match between Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley. I think that will be much more entertaining than watching us play week in, week out. And to be honest, I think the wheels are coming off, John. The wheels are coming off the Steve Bruce wagon, right? And I think we have been there far too many times under Mike Ashley. It's been 9 managers now. So we know how I can see him leave in October.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be here in end of the season. I think he'd be gone before that. I said he'd be gone in October, but I could be wrong on that sort of thing. But one thing I was sure, he could be gone before that. And if he walks away, he's got personal pride. He's got no personal pride. He's putting money before personal pride. And I got Ice Swallow as well. John, would you give my son a shout? He's 10. He loves you. Name's Daddy. Thank you, pal. Daddy, big shout out for you, my guy. Please do watch my channel all the time. And, and 10 years old. And keep watching. And big up to you, my guy. And thank you for coming on me. Sure. And I've got some more comments, by the way. Thoughts on Bright Girl, on Graham Johnson. Comment out in a minute, Geordie. And I've got some more as well. Hi, John. Do you know Ben Dora? If so, he knows Phil McCracken. I said it. Peace out. We want Ashley Ute. And I've got Johnny B in the chat as well. He's definitely my guy as well. Welcome to the cut. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Bruce needs to go, John, but won't walk away for £4. £4 payout. No, I know what you mean, bud. I know what you mean. 4 million, by the way. 4 million payers, if you're sat, and actually won't pay if either club is rotten to the core. You're absolutely right, Johnny B. You're absolutely right, and we all know that. And I'll tell you what, now, right, we're in a completely mess. We get relegated, we'll not come back ever again. There's no way. But I'm going to go back onto what Geordie's comment earlier on. He's basically saying, force on Dwight Gill fighting Graham Jones. I tell you what, man, there's a scuffle. Basically, Dwight Gill says, it's all about you. And then Graham Jones kind of responded. They're both heated clash. Jamal Lascelles had to separate them. Where was Steve Bruce, by the way? Why was he not there? He's lost it. He lost it. Crazy. But
I don't think Steve Bruce will have been in training ground by then. He was somewhere in the restaurant or something, I guess. He doesn't attend training anymore, I guess. It's only Graham Jones, I guess, who handles training. And from yesterday's game, we could also see it was only Graham Jones shouting out tactics all around, and players weren't even interested in hearing what Steve Bruce has to say.
Yeah, I totally agree there. I mean, the bottom line is is just an absolute joke. I mean, the club, why was not being mentioned in the press conference? I mean, surely that should have got brought up in the press conference. But I'm afraid Craig Hope's not letting in there because he's banned. Otherwise, that question would have been brought up anyway. But do you think Steve Bruce has lost the players, AJ?
No, absolutely. I think when you have Graham Jones, who's had a very, very, very decent World Cup as Gareth Southgate's number 2, right? And Graham Jones is no longer an unknown person in the dressing room. Everybody knows him. Hello, am I audible? Yeah, perfect. So I think there's the entire country now knows him and knows him for who he is and how good his tactical, at least on the front foot, right? On the attacking front, we all know how good he is because we've seen how good England have changed the way they play under his what do you call it, under his philosophy, right? So now you have Steve Bruce pitted against Graham Jones, who's actually a football thinker, right? And it's very easy for the players to pick up who's smart and who isn't. Right? And it's only if I was a player and I have to save my ass, there's no way in the wide world I'm going to be listening to Steve Bruce. Right. So I think it's only natural. It's only natural that the players gravitate around Graham Jones.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'd rather have Graham Jones coaching us, being an arm manager rather than Steve Bruce. Let's be real, that's how bad it gets. Got Bruce will walk away for the club if the club owning Tempe because he's a tight ass. He got enough money, the monumental bell end. Yeah, bang on. Thanks, pal. I'll leave it as that. I'm not going to read that. Steve Bruce was in the kebab shop. Yeah, just a shame. He'd be better off changing his occupation, being manager of Greg's, so he could eat so many bacon. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Graham Jones has to start in the club. He does. Would he be my full-time manager? Probably not. Caretaker manager at the end of the season? Why not? But definitely not full-time manager because he's a fantastic coach. But look what he's done at Luton Town. He was a disaster at Luton Town, by the way. Let's be real about that. Do smash the likes up, by the way, and do subscribe if you already knew, and also do follow Twitter on him and Ajo as well. And Johnny B said, clubs are taking on magnificent support for granted, John. You're absolutely right there. Bruce makes no positive impact on this group of players and it's going to send us down. I totally agree. 100%. No question about that. I got Steve Zordillo. What's that? You buying a Hawaii pizza? That's a real Steve Bruce. You know that's not a proper Steve Bruce. That is not the real Steve Bruce, right?
Yeah.
There you go. I've got Michael there, even John Mack is so passionate about Newcastle United. He's not a happy bunny at the moment in time, the way a club's run at the minute, sort of thing. And for me, him, Jason, and Daniel are the most passionate fans on the chat, and others as well. Graham Jones is good number 2, not a good number 1. And Bruce, so how do you know I was in the kebab shop? I think you did do some bacon dinners on. I'm invested.
How's the bacon, you say?
Yeah, you got to change your occupation, Stephen. Go and go to flipping Greg's. You know what I mean? But I mean, what else can I say? Sort of thing, like, I was going to say, to talk about last night's game. I don't know if you mentioned that. I don't think we have. I mean, Sue, I'll start with you. What do you think of last night's game? Do you think Newcastle was slightly better? Do you think it's the same?
We were slightly better, but as a whole, Leeds were much better than us. Leeds created better chances, and it was a finishing that Leeds actually lacked. The chances of Rafinha, Bamford, they wasted their chances. The scoreline could have been very worse yesterday. Going front, it was only Saint Maximin as usual. Saint Maximin created those chances. He converted one, and Joelinton missed one, which Asen created. And defending was. There was no defensive shape whatsoever yesterday. We were so light at the back. There were 3 versus 1, 3 versus 2 situations. I don't think we will ever improve in defense and in the near future. We need to focus on the defensive structure first initially. The Leeds United could have battered us really bad yesterday if they were in the mood and the finishing was The finishing actually lagged, and if it were any better, the scoreline could have been like 4-1.
Yeah, I totally agree. First half, it was absolutely shocking. Honestly, we had a few chances. Joe Lynch in the score, Richards on like a first and out. ASM finished it really, really well. But apart from that, our defence is absolutely shocking. You look at the defence we've got. Kieran Clark played on Rafa Benitez, right, from 2016. Jamal Lascelles came to us in 2014, played on Rafa Benitez again, right? And you put in a central midfielder into centre back. Isaac Hayden is the midfielder. He is not a centre back. It's not his fault, by the way. Yeah, it's definitely not his fault. Yeah, but he did okay yesterday. I didn't think he was great, but he did okay. Our defence yesterday was shocking. And then the wing backs, you got Richie, plays his heart out yesterday, I thought. Yeah. And also you got Manquillo. I mean, he wasn't influenced yesterday. I thought he was quiet yesterday for us. Yeah. And for me, he took goals there. We had chances to win the game. I thought Leeds and Patrick Bamford should have buried that, by the way. 10 yards, and he just shot straight at the keeper. But at the end of the day, the point is about right in the end, but Leeds should have won that game. But 40 miles first half. But we've got Watford next Saturday, and we've got Wolves after that as well. And I tell you what, it's going to be very difficult next Saturday. Ishmael Sarr's going to rip us apart next week. I really do, this pace and power sort of thing. Ask the lads, are the Rudy brothers well known in India? They were born there. They were born in India, I believe.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We the Newcastle fans know them for since they got associated with the club, with the takeover of the club. But prior to that, no.
Fair enough. I think had Leeds been informed, they would have had the win sealed by half time. I agree. Thoughts on Rafinha score. Very poor defending. Shouldn't be scoring for that distance. You know what it is? So I thought Darlow got deceived. But you're right, our defence was shocking. They just stood off. The cross came in, and our defence was all over the place. He just stood there, didn't have a flipping clue. But then again, big up to Rafinha, sort of with that shot, and big up to Rodrigo for a shoulder doming for Darlow as well, by the way. But that was a canny goal. But again, Darlow, I can't really blame for that because the defence was shocking yet again. Even John and Namaste are Indian brothers. I hope you're well. Even from Peter. Peter, I hope you're okay, mate.
All good, Peter.
Top guy. You got Watford, Wolves, Spurs on next 3 matches. Watford, Wolves away. Spurs at home. Let's be real. Watford were probably attackers the whole of the game. Okay, they're not. They won the day, by the way, against Norwich by 3-1. Ishmael Sarr scored twice, and he's going to be a problem come to games in a minute. There's no way we're in the next 3 games. Steve Bruce, I tell you now, guys, Steve Bruce has never won 3 games in a row in the Premier League since 2009. 12
8 and 9.
That is shocking. It just goes to show that we put on a poor manager. He should never come to Newcastle. Eddie Howe is that man. We should have tempted Eddie Howe at Bournemouth at the time. Richie should have got to Rafinha quicker. Yeah, I totally agree. That's the only thing he's got wrong. They're all attacking sides. Yep, they are attacking sides, just defensive side. But I can see us being bottom. And when we September, we're going to be bottom by October. Let's be real about it. And if we get bottom by October, we don't get out of it. So there's absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. We go up to next week's game, Watford away at Tigrish Road. Our record there is not fantastic at all whatsoever. I ain't gonna lie. But how do you think we're gonna do that? How do you think do? And also, I've noticed in the second half, he played 4-3-3 yesterday in the second half, which I thought, wow, okay, cool. But stick to the 4-3-3. Stick it. What do you think of it, Swim? Or do you think he's going to change back to a 5-3-2 again?
I don't think he'll switch at this moment. It should have been in pre-season actually. The 4-2-3-1. I guess it should have been the preferred formation for us. But Steve Bruce decided to stick with the 5-3-2, which helped us second half of the season. But I guess it should have been 4-2-3-1 in the preseason, where we could actually play players in their preferred position instead of switching a center midfielder into a center back, or a center attacking midfielder into a center midfielder, or a winger into a striker. The 4-2-3-1 is a preferred formation for me personally, where we could actually play the players in actual positions instead of training Fraser as a number 8, which I don't think will even work out. Fraser is actually shocking as a center midfielder. As a winger, he at least creates better chances. And with Fraser and Saint Maximin on the wings, and Almiron as a CAM and Wilson up top, it would have been so much better for us. if we had trained properly in the pre-season, it shouldn't have been 5-3-2 at this point of time.
Well said, well said. I mean, Steve Bruce just played 5-3-2 all the way through in pre-season friendly, and he had a chance to change things up. But he's just an arrogant, two-fierce manager. He doesn't listen to the fans. He says he's going to do it this way. The gloves are off. He said all this last season, but we don't win enough games playing 5-3-2. We just don't. We really, really don't. But and also the fans are saying, and the players say they're going to do it for him. But let's be real about it. Let's be real. They're not good enough. They're not good enough yet. But you need to be adaptable. This manager does not do tactics. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to change things up anymore. He's a dinosaur. He's yesterday's man. And believe you and me, right? He takes us relegated. Believe you and me. I hate to say this, but we are going to be in big, big trouble. We never give up ever again for decades and decades and decades. And I've got Steve Swell just became a core watcher struggle week in, week out. It's not fun anymore, except when ASM bails us out. It's unfair on ASM. We're becoming a one-man team. We really are. I've got Jordan as well. It's some Leeds fans last night seeing that Steve Bruce is dead man walking. And could you imagine what the Newcastle supporters will be like? He's here, come here. I tell you what, we'll be relegated. We'll be relegated 110%. Well said, lads. Totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree as well. I've got Mr. Kiwi as well. Hey John, love the shows. Hold the bump into you at the ground one day. Kerry, that'd be amazing. Thank you very much indeed. That'd be brilliant. And I hope to come up in the Spurs game's on a Sunday, and I may not come up for that game. If it's a Saturday game, then I may just do it about a minute. I'll do the watch alongs and stuff like that sort of thing. But yeah, be amazing. Thanks for the chat, Kerry. Absolutely fantastic. Please do subscribe to my channel, by the way. Everyone's saying to you, well said. I just had 12 rounds of Van Bruno, so the gloves are off. Oh, I love it. I think the two formations you asked should be a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 if it was fit. Yeah, you can play 4-3-3. And I'm not going to have people coming out at us and say that you can't do 4-3-3, or else you're going to get absolutely slaughtered sort of thing. Yeah, play to the player's strength. Callum Wilson's played in the 4-3-3, right? This playing the 4-3-3. ASM has as well. Isaac Hayden, I don't think he's done it. Shelby has with Liverpool and Swansea. Yeah, the players there could play a 4-3-3, simple as that. But Steve Bruce chose not to do it because he's too defensive, and people are just peed off because I don't want to see defensive football all the time. Let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? Cool. And Chelsea match 30th October is our next Saturday match. So hope to see you at St James's Park. I think that is. I mean, that's Steve Bruce there. I've got Evening lads, Evening Rob to you. Hope you're okay. Absolutely fine. So yeah, we've been off just over an hour. We've spent another 10 more minutes before you can get yourselves to. But what time's it over there, guys? Is it about 10 past 10 now, isn't it?
No, it's actually 40 past 10.
Say again.
It's 10:34 in the evening.
10:30. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Fair enough. And that's a late one there, so 6 o'clock here, just after 6 o'clock. So, yep. And I'm okay, they ignore me there. No, not at all. Okay. I mean, I won't ignore you. Good to see you on anyway. But there you go. But yeah, I was going to say, so we're going to wrap up there, guys. Like I said, because I think we're out of questions as well, and I won't keep it too long. And yeah, so guys, did you enjoy coming on to the show?
No, absolutely.
You enjoyed it, yeah?
Absolutely did, John.
I know it's a bit short. I know it's a bit short notice, like, because I like to give like a week's notice, right? And basically, at the end of the day, I just think it's absolutely brilliant for you to come on, guys. And you know, I'm going to do this fans forum overseas, fan forums global as well. I'm going to do America, Canada. I will do like Asian countries as well, like you guys as well. There are plenty of Newcastle fans, so all that sort of thing. I think is great. And yeah, I mean. So, what do you think? I just going to let you go. What do you think the prediction is going to be between Watford and Newcastle next Saturday? I'll start with you, Susan.
Watford, it's away game, right?
That's it. Vicarage Road away next Saturday.
It's away.
Watford will win, I guess. Like it would be 2-1 to Watford. Pessimistic me says 2-1 to Watford. Fair
enough. And you, AJ?
I think the last time I actually watched, I think the time before the last time that I watched a game at St James's, Watford ran 3-0 winners at St James's Park, all right, and Will Hughes scored. So I don't see us winning that game. I don't see us winning any of the next three because our defense is bad. We're not going to score goals. We're going to be leaking goals. So, what's the lowest point total anybody's had in getting relegated? I think we might be there this time.
Derby ad, I guess.
I think this one's going to be.
Derby's 20, right? Yeah. I think we're going to be in and around that because I honestly don't see us winning games, to be honest.
I don't see it so well, and it's a shame because we're a great club, and the players so far are just, especially defence, are not good enough at all whatsoever. They're just not. I've got a comment here, by the way, from Paul. Can you ask the lads, is there any good footballers in India? Any good footballers in India? Newcastle will be taking notice.
I think that anybody is a good footballer. I think I'm a good footballer, a better footballer than Joe Linton. I think I can raise my hand.
Yeah.
No, but there's this. There used to be a guy called Sunil Chetri who was really, 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 really good as a striker. He didn't have he's because of our physical conditioning as Asians, as Indians. I think our legs run out quicker. So I think he couldn't run as fast as he could after 28, 29, and then that's where he lost it, I think. But at his peak, I think he could have definitely made into this team.
Sunil Chetri has some good record in international football as well. He's in top 10 or top 5, I guess.
Top 10, goals. Yeah.
Wow. Because to be honest with you, I don't know much about Indian football so far. I can't remember one name who's good for India so far. I haven't watched Indian football. I'm more Italian football, by the way. And you ask me Italian football, then I'll give you the answer straight away, basically. So,
I just have one question, John. Have you seen a Macam in Milan?
Hey! Wow. I tell you what. Brilliant stuff. Oh man, bless you, man. I tell you what, though, I don't think ever good to see back in Milan. There's absolutely no way. And we've got I think that's from Derby. They get an administration. I believe it's will be by October. I hope it's sooner than that. I hope you're right, Vignesh. I really, really do. John, how did Blythe Butchers get on the FA Cup qualifying round this afternoon? I've got absolutely no idea because I didn't know how Blythe Spartans got on anyway. But there's a Blythe Spartans, by the way, but they keep saying Blythe thing. But wow, I got even enjoying too. Paul, hope you enjoyed the game, and I hearing that it wasn't that much of a purpose anyway. But there you go. And I got some Dido Chetri is the Indian Ronaldo Chetri. Heard of him?
Sunil Chetri.
Yeah, that's a Chetri.
Chetri. Wow.
It's a Chetri. Yeah, that's what.
And who does he play for anyway, Chetri?
Chetri right now plays for Bangalore. There's an ISL team called from Bangalore. I think he plays for that.
Wow, fair enough. We'll check out for him as well on the YouTube and stuff like that, and check him out. Probably it has. I've got Ryan, my guy from Canada, and good to see you fans from Asia. Absolutely brilliant. You know what it is? Absolutely fantastic. That's a brilliant poster, Ryan. Thanks very much. And you know what it is, right? It's great to chat to other fans that are over the world. I'm going to do more of this, by the way. I've said in the first. I mean, I'm going to check out other, so I'm going to have a little think later on, which is going to be on the next destination. I'm sure there's Newcastle all over the world, which I think is amazing. I'm sure there's lots of it in America. I've just shown Australia, even Canada, Ryan's home city, home country. And yeah, I think it'd be amazing. So, where do you find you on your channel, mate? You got a YouTube channel. Where do you find you, mate?
Sorry?
Where do you find you on your YouTube channel? What's your YouTube channel address and Twitter
Dive
as
into
well?
the football link. I'll just post a link.
Yeah.
He does proper tactical previews, John.
Yeah.
Much better than Steve Bruce ever will.
Oh man, thank you. Thanks very much, man. I told you I'll do a better job than Steve Bruce anyway. I mean, I'm still waiting for the real Steve Bruce to come on my channel, by the way. He's not going to come on, maybe he's the real. If he does, then you'll be the first to know. Everyone will be the first to know. I mean, well, I'm only 142 away for getting my 1,000, so I can't wait. If you send us the link, right, onto a DM, right, and what I'll do, I'll forward it over as well, right?
I sent you my DM, man. I sent you the link.
Send us a DM and I'll just send out sort of things. Right? And that's for AJ. Where do we find you? Do you have a YouTube channel and do you or just on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter, mate.
Just on Twitter.
I've gone past tag. There's no fun talking tactics with Newcastle because there's absolutely nothing. It's all about individual brilliances these days. So when you want to talk about individual brilliances, I might as well tag Callum Wilson and
totally.
Alan Maximum, and personally thank them for still sticking with the club.
Yeah. Get them out. I've just got a couple more comments, by the way, because these comments are flying for me anyway. Ask you, would you ever jump ship to support Sunderland if they got sick of Newcastle?
Never. I don't know if you're still around, John. I don't know if you were still around, Paul. I think I just said I share my birthday with the club, so it's always meant to be. And I can speak for Suren also. I think this crest is not on the shirt; it's on the heart. So that's where it'll always be.
Good man, good lads. Got pause for a question. What's happened to the protest last night? For me, it wasn't. It was very thin. The thing is, though, Paul, don't know if you listened to us earlier on. Our fan base, right, and guys who agree as well. Our fan base are just all talk, but they just don't follow it through. Vast upon, we're weak when it comes to protests. We're not very good, and that is absolutely shocking for a football club, for our fans. I mean, not being funny, but you do a protest, do it properly. Yeah, like I said before, do it all as one, not different, all one. Yeah, and just do it that way. But Man United, sure, that's the way, by the way. Or check out Italian football. That's a proper protest, by the way. Believe you me. When they protest, my God, you know about it, yeah? Was Shabir Ali any good? Shabir Ali?
I have no clue, to be honest.
I never heard of him either. I'm not going to lie. So this is a Newcastle United I know. Yeah, I'll give you Paul. Protest or protest. I got Vignesh. Coaches who give up football after supporting Sunderland. Oh man! And I don't know. It's all tug on Twitter. This is a good point, man. It's all tug on Twitter. Now it never happens, and Ashton Bruce knows that. They're just laughing at us. Well, let's be real. And then, would you jump ship and support United? I doubt it.
Nah.
It's a big no.
I came from that. I came from that.
Yeah, you United fan, didn't you?
No, I think I'll tell you what. It's for plastic. I'm a big fan of going eco, and I think there's a lot of plastic in that club. So I'll still continue to stay eco-friendly.
Well said. Stick to the Toon, by the way. And it's all talk. Yep. Well said, John. But we're going to end up with that, guys. Anyway, but like I said, guys, you send us a link on DM. Right, what I'll do is just going to send all of our reads. So you can follow us on Twitter. I'm going to send this video as well. You can do the same back home in India if you want to, right? And get all the Indian viewers to please subscribe to my channel as well. Well, I will do it again, right, at another day, right? So all you guys from Madras, all you guys from Chennai, all the people from India, right, please subscribe to my channel because this channel is going to be absolutely lit. I've got other projects to do, the watch-alongs, the player ratings. I'll do the match review, previews as well. I'm on a Forceman show on a Monday night between 8 and 10 o'clock, and I interview other fans as well around the country. So please check us out on that. And George said, United full of plastics and your eco-friendly class. And Christ, I want a curry. He wants a curry now. He wants a curry now. Yay! You know what? I love getting it as well. And I've got extra stream. Get the Indian fan base following John, lads. Definitely, yeah.
Definitely shall. Yeah.
You got to get the Indian fans as well. Passionate people. They're just wholehearted people, sort of thing. Dead friendly. They love to chat. They love to have fun. That's what it's all about. They got a heart of passion as well, guys. Thanks so much for coming on anyway. Paul's got to see as well. Great chat, lads. Thanks very much for your name, Paul. And thanks for coming on, guys. And have a lovely weekend. And what we do, let's hope we get a win against Watford next Saturday. But again, did you enjoy me? Did you enjoy coming on?
Absolutely, mate.
Thank you so much for having us on, Joy.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. And before I let you go, guys, so I'm just going to say this very quickly. Please smash the likes up, subscribe to my channel, and don't say great chat. Don't thank you so much indeed. Smash the likes up. Keep going. Follow the guys on Twitter and on socials, and please subscribe as well. And thank you very much for coming on. And we're going to do another show of doing the Fans from Global. Thoroughly enjoy the conversation. I really, lads, Big Nash, I'll get you on one day, my guy. Don't worry about that sort of thing. So we talk about Newcastle as well. But listen, thanks so much for coming on and have a good evening. How we are the Indians.